Hi, this is Al Manning, bringing you adventures in awareness from ESP Laboratory in Los Angeles. Our purpose at ESP Lab is to help you develop and harness your own psychic or extrasensory powers and apply them practically to make a better life for yourself and your family. In the middle of the program tonight, we'll talk about another practical application of your growing extrasensory ability, something like finding lost articles. When a spirit tries to contact you, to help you on your way, and to add a new dimension to your life, wouldn't prudence have you listen to the things he has to say, to accept the help in lessening your strife? We all have friends and helpers over on the other side, and it helps them to cooperate with you. As they bring you help and solace, they progress into the light. Let them help themselves by helping you get through. History shows that Abraham Lincoln encouraged seances in the White House for guidance in prosecuting the Civil War. Leland Stanford, the founder of Stanford University, was a devout spiritualist. He was particularly interested in apports, which are physical items that are transported to and apparently materialized before the eyes of the seeking group, and he donated several trunks full of his accumulated evidence of tangible spirit power to the university. They're still wondering what to do with it up there, I think. The famous creator of Sherlock Holmes, Sir Arthur Conan Doyle, wrote many books on the positive value of contacting people who have passed through the change men call death. More recently, Bishop Pike was involved in a televised seance with Arthur Ford and came away completely convinced he had talked with his so-called dead son. I personally resisted putting any effort into spirit contact for years, thinking that the mere loss of the body doesn't give a person wonderful new wisdom. And that thought was right, but it would be the height of conceit to feel that no one who has ever passed through the veil called death knows more about anything than I do. That's what they'd call an ego trip. This brings us the classic idea of the spirit band or group of spirits, bringing their individual specialties to contribute to the good of one human being still struggling here on the material level. Or are you conceited enough to believe that all your good ideas originated within the tiny limits of your own physical brain? You have spirit help, whether you realize it or not. But imagine how much more effective these helpers can be if we begin to consciously cooperate with them. They are partners in your balanced growth, seeking to expedite your material, financial, emotional, mental, and spiritual movement. Of course, communication with these powerful helpers must be by extrasensory means, but it's relatively easy to develop enough sensitivity to establish useful contacts. There are psychologists who might tell you this is hallucination or even insanity, but no one would call men like Lincoln, Stanford, Doyle, or Mark Twain buggy. In our classes and correspondence work at ESP Lab, we're performing personal communications with effective spirit help. People learn easily. Some may say that God's help is enough, but it's sheer folly to deny the help of his ministering angels. We find psychic phenomena and some form of spirit contact is the very foundation of all existing religions, along with the living light of the mystic experience. But again, I feel we should stress the practical here and now aspects. Our experiences must help us in a personally measurable way, like today, not in some nebulous hereafter. And this is exactly what happens when you begin to cooperate with your spirit band in the overall evolution of your life expression. Naturally, I recommend my books and the work of ESP Lab as a good way to go about establishing contact with your own spirit help. But there are many other good books and systems. The main thing is for you to give it a fair chance to help you. As you study and you seek the spirit help that's yours by right, just relax and let the guidance come right through. They will show you brand new paths of growth and lead you to the light. Start to seek it now. The help is there for you. And now let's pause to consider how you'd go about finding a missing article. They used to tease me that I have a pet way that I stand in the middle of my office and bellow and scream until it appears on my desk. There are times when that works, but most of us can't get away with it too often. I would suggest that when there's something that you need that is missing, that you simply sit quietly and picture it in your mind. Just see it. And then let the surrounding area of where it is fill itself in. Go there and pick it up. If you've never tried it, you might really amaze yourself. And there are lots of other ways. Of course, I know people who will use a pendulum and ask the pendulum to swing in the direction that the article is to be found, and you keep going with it until it guides you there. That's like hot and cold on pin the tail on the donkey, perhaps. But again, if you haven't tried, you don't know how very good you might be at this sort of thing. And again, the idea that we want to stress all the way through in our work with you is this is practical, this is useful in your everyday living, and it's there for you. Why not be using it? If you're not used to us yet, do have a pencil and paper ready so you can write down our address and contact us. We'll give you the address right at the end of the program. A vibrant, healthy body is nature's plan for you. Why accept disease or illness? That's a silly thing to do. Grow a hand or mend a kidney or return to perfect sight. These are simple fruits of victory as you walk into the light. Let your nerves return to normal, your reflexes rapid be. Let the light adjust your body back to perfect harmony. You will awaken every morning with a bright song in your heart, knowing it's a new beginning, growing in the lights and art. Psychokinesis and teleportation are fancy names for the mind's ability to move physical objects without the body touching them. But there are many simpler examples of the unseen affecting physical matter. How about the phenomenon of the tides in the ocean, which are caused by the gravitational pull of the moon and sun on these large bodies of water? And most earthly navigation systems rely on the magnetic field of the earth, which man has never seen and doesn't really understand. Modern man is coming to realize that this thing called mind is not only capable of moving material objects, but it also controls the physical health and well-being of the body. The fund of knowledge called psychosomatic medicine attests to the power of the mind to cause sickness and disease. Few people have any doubts about that anymore. But what of the same mind's ability to tap the great storehouse of universal healing energy and bring perfection where there was once disease or limitation? Science has been quick to accept the negative side and prove that there are direct mental and psychological causes of disease, but they've abdicated the acceptance of the positive and left it rather completely to the field of religion and what we might term spiritual healing. This is similar to the history of fire. Fire was man's great enemy when it burned down his forest home and killed the game he relied on for food. It remained an enemy for eons before man tamed it, called it a friendly fire, and taught it to cook his food, generate steam in his boilers, refine his metals, and even propel his vehicles. Isn't it time we began to tame our mind and call it friendly, as we teach it to bring in the energy of healing instead of the energy of destruction? This, of course, is one of our major interests at ESP Laboratory. And in our spiritual, mental, psychic healing work, we've already received national recognition. We've found that the ancient art of laying on of hands has merit, as do the simple techniques of metaphysical affirmation. But there is another living reality that is proving to be the most reliable of all such help. It is best understood as the common denominator of all religions. All the various faiths have a meeting ground in the experience of their mystics, and this unifying experience seems always tied to seeing a living light. Just as all the colors of the rainbow are contained in a single shaft of sunlight, so all the healing help we need is wrapped up in that self-luminous mystic light that longs to be experienced by everyone. That indeed is the life of you. It is your own aura also. There are simple techniques to attune to the mystic light and harness it for highly practical benefits. Our students at ESP Lab find themselves unfolding their healing powers along with their other psychic faculties as a natural outgrowth of the simple act of paying attention. The homework consists of 2 coffee breaks a day, spent in meditation and attunement. This is good for anybody. How about you? Just a little meditation and some basking in the light brings you fresh new inspiration while you're led to do what's right. Seek that flicker in the darkness, find that gleam of guidance true. Let it heal your mind and body while it brings more light to you. Indeed, the programs, the fun and games part of the work of the lab has special meaning also. Do understand that we develop best by play. There's an old bromide about the hurrier I go, the behinder I get that certainly works in all of the useful creative efforts that you do. Certainly we have to have the discipline to do our monkey jobs and our plodding jobs, whatever you like to call them. But we need also the play aspect to bring the fun and creativity into the other things that we do. Let me remind you, before time gets away from us here, that we would love to send you our introductory literature. It is free. A catalog if you'd like to know more about us also. But we can't send it unless you give us permission by writing and giving us your name and address. So please write me, Al Manning, care of ESP Laboratory, 7559 Santa Monica Boulevard, Los Angeles, California, 90046. And we will repeat it. Write me, Al Manning, 7559 Santa Monica Boulevard, Los Angeles, California, 90046. And if you're still rummaging for your pencil or want to check it out, I'll give the address once more right at the end of the program. Do remember with us that as you pay attention to the little happy inputs that are there for you all the time, life becomes much more fun, because you find that the little hunches that you ignored before are the ones that do give you the winner of the horse race, or keep you out of trouble. They have you in the right lane of traffic so that you're moving when there may be congestion otherwise. All the fun things that make life more interesting, the little pats on the shoulder or kisses on the cheek from your spirit friends. It's nice to know that there are friendly, happy people around you all the time, whether you see them or not. All of these things are waiting to make your life richer and fuller, to let you be sure that you're never alone. And we'd like to tell you so much more about it. So again, do write me. I'll give you the address now as we get ready to close. Write me, Al Manning, care of ESP Laboratory, 7559 Santa Monica Boulevard, Los Angeles, California, 90046. It is a pleasure to be with you for these brief periods, and if enough of you respond and tell us that you want more, we'll find a way to bring you more. For now, goodbye for now, and blessed be.